Hi everybody, Bob Gall here with the latest edition of Subrogation Simplified. Topic for today is fires caused by dehumidifiers, or as my 11-year-old son translated it, Dehumidi-FIRES. See Evan's drawing, we have the dehumidifier catching on fire, it's trying to put it out. Came up with a new word. So when you hear that word or you have a case of fire involving a dehumidifier, I want you to think about money, right? These can be great cases. We investigate and litigate a couple cases involving dehumidifiers every year. There are millions of units that are recalled. Great cases, but you have to know how to handle them. So rather than talk about the science of why they fail, you can read that in the recall. What I want to do is give you 2 tips, just 2 takeaways from today that are going to increase the likelihood that you're going to get a recovery and are going to help you maximize the amount of that recovery if you get one. All right, tip number 1, very important to document the damage. Got my whiteboard here. What do I mean by that? Often, a fire involving a dehumidifier only consumes the unit itself. It's in the basement, it burns through the unit, and the fire doesn't spread beyond the product. What happens though is that it can cause a massive amount of soot damage, and the soot can emanate all throughout the home. So we want to take extra attention, pay extra attention to photograph that soot throughout the house. Look for take paintings off the wall so you can show protected area, the soot damaged area. Move furniture so you can show the carpeting that was protected and the carpeting that was damaged by the soot. Special attention, take lots of photographs to document that damage throughout the house. That's tip number 1. I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Robert Smolin, who's going to give you tip number 2.
Thanks, Bob. Tip number 2, push for product ID. Press your insureds to identify the manufacturer and don't take "I don't know" for an answer. If it's a married couple, ask both of them. If they don't know, ask for receipts, credit card statements, user's manuals, or any other documents which might contain the name. Then you can press your experts to identify the manufacturer. Are there any identifying markings? Does it closely resemble the remains from another case? And they could also look for recalls. And finally, if all else fails, you can send the remains to a vendor. It's cheap, they're very good at what they do, and it's necessary in order for you to pursue a subrogation action. Now back to you, Bob.
All right, wrapping it up, you heard from Rob Smolin. The next time you have a large loss involving a dehumidifier, don't just walk away or close the file at the first obstacle. Push your insured, push your experts to identify the product, document the damage, and hopefully you're going to end up with a great recovery. That's all I have for you today. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope everyone stays healthy and has a great weekend.